You might have asked yourself, how long does it take to learn all the fundamentals of parkour? I would say it took me about 1 to 3 years to get comfortable with the basics of parkour. Now I've been doing parkour for almost 20 years. So what did I do after I learned the basics? Well, first you gotta understand that learning the fundamentals of parkour is kind of like having a Swiss Army knife in your pocket at all times. Every move you learn is like a new tool, and with this very minimal tool set, you can overcome 80% of obstacles out there, and I love the parkour fundamentals for that. Oh, yes. And that is very rewarding all in itself. On top of that, you can use these moves to build a strong body and mind. And that is exactly what most parkour athletes do after they master the basics. They focus on getting stronger, tougher, and hunt for bigger jumps and harder tricks. And I did that too for a little bit, but it kind of became boring to me. I wanted more. You see, I was in love with creative, acrobatic movement before I even ever heard of parkour. I was 12 years old when I watched The Matrix for the first time. And I still remember how I felt when I saw the scene in which Morpheus downloads Kung Fu straight into Neo's brain.
I know Kung Fu. Show me.
I loved the idea of being somebody who had a library of tricks in his head. Someone who could effortlessly transition from one move to another and make it all look natural.
A movement master. And this movement master I was envisioning didn't just have a little knife. I wanted to have a whole toolbox, so I was ready for any and every situation. And a workshop full with equipment I probably don't even need, but it's just fun to have and to make things with. Is this metaphor working? Every tool is meant to be a different trick. I hope I explained that. If not, this is an awfully weird presentation. So while most freerunners were out there hunting bigger jumps and harder tricks, I was on my mission to become a movement master, which meant collecting as many tricks as possible. Which was pretty difficult to begin with, because whenever I tried to learn a new trick, at first it usually wouldn't work at all, or even if I managed to do it, I would then put my camera down and record myself, just to find out my trick looked nothing like I hoped it would. Looking back, I felt pretty left alone to figure it out. But what I had going for myself was that I was completely obsessed and I had a lot of free time.
And with that, my plan, if that's what you want to call it, worked out. Bit by bit and tool by tool, I managed to build my workshop. A wild collection of gadgets and gizmos, stolen, given, and inspired by all sorts of disciplines.
And that's where the last 17 years went. My tool collection. I hoarded tricks like a dragon hoards gold. But contrary to a dragon, I'm excited to share my treasure with you in exchange for some gold. This was a lot of hard work after all, but more about that in a second. With each new tool, I gained a little bit of a better understanding of how to move my body. It's weird to call oneself a movement master, so I won't. There's always more to learn, and that's what keeps it interesting to me. However, the way I can move my body now is way beyond what I imagined I could ever achieve when I first sat there watching The Matrix. Unfortunately, we don't have the technology yet for me to download all my moves straight into your nervous system, but as you can hopefully tell by this film, I quite enjoy making videos. And in the world of filmmaking, you can download tool sets from different creators. For example, this transition pack. Somebody put these together with a lot of love for detail, and now I can use them to spice up my editing. I thought, how neat, and naturally, what would that look like for parkour? What if I could go into my toolbox and I could pick out my favorite, most beloved tricks and I could put them in a nice little package for you? That way, if you ever feel like you're in a rut, meaning your training just feels boring or you don't know what move to learn next, you can reach into my toolbox and you have a reliable way to funk it up.
For my very first tutorial package, I need to get the ingredients just right. And as a base for our vault pack, we're gonna start with some classic moves. There are some tricks which are pretty funky and have become classics in their own right. but I don't really ever see them explained properly.
Beat time.
We will cover those in detail because they are an important foundation for the advanced moves in this package. And our next ingredient is stolen tricks. As I said, I've never been a parkour purist and always loved adapting tricks from other disciplines into parkour. You will get some of my favorites. To build a rich flavor profile, I'm now going to add some of my own creations. When I was done mastering the classics and stealing from the best, I managed to come up with some moves of my own. I'll share the stories behind those tricks in hopes it will inspire some of your very own. And to round the whole dish off, all that's left is for us to add a good amount of signature moves. To be honest, the moves I'm most well known for, I did not create. I just managed to find them when they were still practically unknown and helped to make them popular. And I hope to continue that trend with this very package. Now all that's left is to dial it up to 100 and hope this experiment works out. Wish me luck.
Beat time.
Introducing Funk It Up. A lovingly curated package with 51 tutorials that will help you go beyond the basics of parkour. Let me be your Morpheus so I can share my knowledge with you. This is a perfect fit for you if you already know the basics of parkour and want more variety. Or you live in a place with few parkour spots so you feel like you need to make the most of what you got. Or it's as simple as your training feels a bit boring lately and you just want some new ideas to inspire you. I mean, let's be honest, who doesn't love learning new tricks? And this is not for you if you don't care what your moves look like and all you want is bigger jumps and harder tricks. Alright, what do the tutorials look like? For every single move, I'll start out by walking you through the technique. This includes progressions I found while learning these tricks myself and teaching them to others. With these progressions, you can learn in hours and days what sometimes took me months. Then we'll cover common mistakes, so you can turn moves that feel impossible into a smooth ride. Lastly, we will inject style. Did you ever record yourself doing a new move just to find out it looks nothing like the example? I've been there, so let me show you how to make each trick look its best. Funk It Up is the first of its kind and out now. You can start learning today with the link under this video. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? It's up to you.
But wait a minute, am I saying that this will somehow magically make you creative? Of course not. Having the right tools doesn't automatically make you an artist. But I do believe each and every one of us has creative potential inside of us. And with the right method, we can unlock that. And that's why this course comes with a bonus. In a separate 35-minute mini course, I'm going to take you into my creative process. I'm going to show you how I set up my training sessions to allow for fresh ideas to come to me. That way, I never run out of new things to try. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below and let's get started. There's a lot of fun to be had. Funk it up! Serious. This is a serious presentation. For a serious product. For serious people. Like you.